Hello, Brigadiers and Brigadettes. This is your captain speaking. Welcome to my channel. Now let's jump into some hockey content. Hello, everybody. Good to see you here, and we're going to be talking about why winning the Stanley Cup for the remaining 4 teams is going to be such a big deal. Before we start, please make sure to like and subscribe. Thank you so much for the growth. It's been amazing. And I don't expect this video to be very long, but we'll just go through each team in alphabetical order about why it would be a big deal for them to win the Cup. And obviously, anytime you win the Cup, it's a big deal, but we're going to go into some other reasons as well. For the Montreal Canadiens, you've got guys like Shea Weber, Carey Price, especially Carey Price. It feels like he feels like a player a lot of people root for that could really, you could not like the team, but per se like Carey Price and hope to see him win a Cup. That's a big reason. The second is they have the most Cups, but they haven't won one since 1993, which is quite a long time. So I feel like, for the fans at least, it would be a big deal because, yeah, they've got the most Cups, but it's been a long, long time since they've won a Cup. And then the third and final thing for them is they're a Canadian team. And I know there's kind of a narrative where you don't really root for them because you don't like them if you're a Canadian fan. I mean, I'm a Canucks fan, and I'm not a big Habs guy. I don't hate them, but they're kind of a neutral team. But the thing is, no team that's a fan, or no fan that's a fan of a Canadian team wants to have to hear about this Canadian curse. So I think that they would like to get this just done and over with, regardless of who it is. Ideally, you'd like it to be your team, but just to get it done and over with, not have to hear about it, anything like that. That would be huge for the team, also fans everywhere that are fans of Canadian teams. Now, the second team is the New York Islanders. There's a few things that we could talk about for the Islanders. The first one being the Cup drought. They won 4 straight from 1980 to 1983, and actually as a young franchise, they had a lot of success. Things have tapered off since then. They ran into Gretzky in 84, and I believe that's the last time that they made it to the Stanley Cup Finals. Haven't made it back since, so you've got not even just the Cup drought, but the Stanley Cup Finals appearance drought. And before these past 2 years, they hadn't made the conference finals since I think 1993. This is a team that has got a lot of a big gap in between those 2 periods of really good success. And obviously the previous ones got more success because of the 4 Cups. But if the Islanders get in that drought, that'd be huge because it's going on 40 years coming up soon. The second thing for them is the New York Rangers. I really don't have a problem with the Rangers fans. I haven't had a big issue with them overall when I've done this channel or anything. In fact, there's been some pretty cool Rangers fans. But I imagine that if you live in New York and you're an Islanders fan, you have to hear about how the Rangers won a Cup more recently, and you just have to hear about the Rangers more in general because they're going to get more media coverage because they're an Original 6 team, because they've got more money, etc. They got stars. They've got, they can get in the big names, all that good stuff. For the Islanders, that would be huge, huge bragging rights for their fans and to get them to kind of have a one-up over the Rangers, even though the Rangers have a really, really promising future. And now the third thing for them is you've got Barry Trotz, who's a really, really good head coach. I think, his time in Washington was good. He won the Cup in 2018, but I think a lot of people weren't viewing him as a great coach before that because they weren't having playoff success. Now, under the Islanders, I think that people realize, okay, he is a really good coach. 2018 wasn't just a fluke, but he can also lead other teams into deep runs, and he did a great job in Nashville when he was the coach there. And, yeah, it was Trotz, I'm pretty sure. So there's that for the Islanders. Now we move on to the Vegas Golden Knights, and we will be saying only 2 things for them, and it's pretty simple. They've spent a lot of money on this team, so for Vegas fans in the organization as well, it's a big deal because you've pumped a lot of money into this. You got guys like Pietrangelo, Leonard, Pacioretty, stuff like that, and you hand out pretty big contracts. They got Martinez, all kinds of stuff. So at the end of the day, when you spend this kind of money, especially as an expansion franchise, you want the results early, and they've had some great results. But winning the Stanley Cup, I feel like, not to say it wouldn't, what they've done wouldn't justify the spending they've had because they've had a lot of success. But I just think that winning a Stanley Cup would be the end all be all, being like, yes, we did spend all this money, but we won a Stanley Cup, and that's huge. And now the second thing with that is talent. So the Vegas Golden Knights are a very talented team. In fact, I've said it before and I'll say it again. If they don't win a Stanley Cup with this core, which I don't know how many years it's got left of being a true contender. I said that I'm going to watch and see if it falters a little bit next year and see there. But regardless, they still are the top dog in the West right now, theoretically. So the thing is, this talent group isn't going to be able to stay together forever. They're not going to be able to, I guess, per se, be able to just keep up this forever as well. So the thing is, for them, winning this would be great for their group because they are so talented, and if they don't, that'd be a big thing. And I guess one thing I didn't leave on these notes that I could talk about as well is Marc-Andre Fleury, which is actually a huge storyline. If you are the Vegas Golden Knights, you'd love to see Fleury get a Stanley Cup because not only for marketing, but just the storyline around it, where you have a goalie that's third all time in the NHL for wins, regulation wins, and regular season wins, and a goalie that won 3 cups with the Pittsburgh Penguins hasn't been able to do it yet in Vegas, but he is theoretically on his way to his second one in 4 years, and we'll see that could be a really, really big storyline there. It would be huge not only for the organization, but for Fleury as well. And we know that the NHL would never let this story die down, and for good reasons. Now, finally, we have the Tampa Bay Lightning. Pretty similar reasons to the Vegas Golden Knights. Money. They spend a lot of money. In fact, they're $18 million over with the LTIR. And I know a lot of people are angry about that. It is legal. What they did, everything was legal. That's kind of a thing where my mindset is the league's going to have to change the rule if it's such a big deal. I know fans aren't a huge fan of it. Dougie Hamilton wasn't as well. But my mindset there is still the same. They're able to do it. It was legal. It is legal. Still, nothing's changed there. But yeah, they have spent a lot of money on this core, and they continue to do so. And they're going to have to let somebody go probably going into this upcoming offseason. But that's the thing. With the money they spent, they've won 1 Stanley Cup, which is really good, don't get me wrong. But they've spent quite a bit of chunk of change on this team. They really could afford to win another one in order to boost their resume, boost this portfolio that this team has collected over the years, but also justify the big spending. Because if you're spending big, you need to have a reason to be spending big. Trust me, Tampa Bay's got plenty of those reasons. Winning another cup, though, would be huge. The second reason is a repeat, which I kind of just talked about a second ago. When you are a team that just wins 1 cup, it kind of becomes one of those what-if situations. Were they a fluke? You look at the 2018 Capitals, and they won a Stanley Cup, but they haven't won one since or before. Not to say that the Capitals haven't been good over the years, because they have, but it's one of those things that you want to be able to win it again within a relatively quick period of time in order to, prove that you are not just a one-year team, but a relatively good team that can win multiple titles. Going back-to-back is a big deal, though, because you defended your title from the previous season, and that's huge. And I think that'd be another big reason for the Tampa Bay Lightning. So that's going to be all for this video. Why it would be a big deal for these teams. Obviously, Tampa Bay, it would be a huge deal for their legacies. Let me know what you think down in the comments below. Please make sure to like and subscribe. Everybody stay safe, have a great day, and stay away from COVID, alright? Goodbye, Brigadiers and Brigadettes. This is your captain signing off. Have a great night.